Hey, what's up guys? So as you can probably tell by the title of the video, what I'm going to be doing for today and tomorrow is I'm going to only be eating one meal a day that consists of 2,500 to 3,000 calories. Now this isn't too far off from what well actually it kind of is, but normally I eat 3 large 1,000 calorie meals a day. This sort of dieting is also known as intermittent fasting somewhat, but for the 1 meal a day, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be 2,500 to 3,000 calories. And I woke up at 9 o'clock. Right now, it's 1 in the afternoon. I'm like pretty hungry right now. I'm planning on eating my 1 meal of the day in about 4 hours. So I'll show you guys that when I have it. But for now, what I want to do is I'm going to be tracking my progress in terms of my weight and my body fat percentage with this awesome new scale that I got. And I'm gonna see if this diet is really gonna lead to actual results in terms of me losing the weight and losing a good amount of body fat percentage, which of course I'm sure it will. So this scale right here is a scale that I got and I've been testing for about 4 weeks now. It's a scale made by the company FormFit. They sent it to me and I love it. Honestly, it's a great scale. The scale itself is it's heavy in a good way. The fit and finish is awesome. And these 4 stainless steel pads make contact with the bottom of your foot and essentially sends some kind of electrical current. I think they call it a bioimpedance analysis technology or something like that. And it sends an electrical current through your body in order to analyze your current body composition. So here we go. So I also took a weight reading of myself last night right before I went to bed, which I'll put that on the screen right now. And another neat thing about the scale is you can you set your profile. So I'm 5'10", I'm an active male, I'm user number 1, whoops, age 22, and it basically takes all these things into account along with, of course, your current body weight and stuff like that, and that's where it kind of comes up with this stuff. So obviously you'll note that I'm not 18% body fat, obviously. However, the thing about, body fat scales and even just kind of scales in general is they don't need to be like 100% accurate. All they need to be is consistent. So in other words, you need to use, as long as you're using the same scale on the same floor, the same spot, at the same time of the day, it's not really going to matter if it's not 100% accurate, because you're getting that consistent reading from the same time of the day, the same surface on the floor, the same scale. That's what's going to allow you to essentially track your weight regardless of whether or not the body fat percentage is exactly correct. The weight on the scale is pretty much exactly correct, but the body fat is somewhat, it reads a little bit high, but that's okay because it's gonna track how much body fat that I'm going to be losing. So you can pick up one of these scales using my code Dominick FormFit. That'll give you 20% off. Like I said, I was using it for the last 4 weeks before I even came out and told you guys about this, to test it out and make sure that it's something that I like and that you guys would like as well. So like I said, Dominick FormFit, I'll put a link and my discount code in the description below for you guys to check that out. So like I said, the reading that you just saw, that's going to be my weight for today. So that's my first official weigh-in. And we're going to compare that to tomorrow's weight and the next day's weight, and we're going to see how much body fat percentage I'm able to drop within just these 2 days of me eating this 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day, all within 1 meal. So as far as hunger, like I said, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now. I am pretty hungry because I haven't eaten a single thing. All I've been doing is drinking water, obviously. Kind of what I'm going to do to combat this hunger, I guess, is just keep drinking more water. I'm going to try to focus on other things, and I'm going to drink a little bit of coffee because usually that doesn't make me, it kind of suppresses my appetite a little bit. All right, so it is 7:17 right now, and this is what my meal ended up looking like. So it is 2,700 calories. I have 2 grilled cheeses, 4 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 600 calories of French fries, 1 entire bag of frozen broccoli, I think that's 16 ounces, 18 ounces of cantaloupe, and 2 servings of cashew milk, and 500 calories of cereal. So this equals 2,700 calories and this is my one and only meal of the day. All right, so that was a lot of food, extremely filling. Battery just died, so that was a lot of food. I don't know if, for a couple of days I'll be able to do that, but for extended periods of time, I don't think that's the way that I want to eat, because that was just kind of nasty, and I didn't really like doing that. So yeah, the next meal is going to be in 24 hours, and I'll keep you updated on how I'm feeling until then. All right, so it's the next day. What time is it? Let me show you guys what time it is. It's 4:17. It is the next day, and it's been about 20 hours, I think 20 hours or 21 hours since I ate my last meal. I'm about to get my weigh-in for today, and I am definitely feeling a lot more ready for my meal this time. I'm feeling pretty hungry. So, and all that food last night was like a lot of like just a bunch of random stuff, and that was because I didn't really prepare for it that well. So I kind of had to take a bunch of random food items and just kind of put them all together to equate to that 2,700 calories. So it was like
two grilled cheeses, 4 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 16 ounces of broccoli, 18 ounces of cantaloupe, a bowl, 500 calories of frosted flakes, and 2 servings of 30-calorie cashew milk. And I might
be missing something, but that's essentially what it was. After I ate that, like all that carbs and stuff like that, they just hit me all at once, and like I just wanted to go to sleep. But yeah, so let's get this weigh-in for today. Wow. So I think, so we know that I lost about a pound or 1.2 pounds, which that's definitely what I feel like. I definitely feel a little bit leaner today. I think it was 17.9 yesterday that I measured in at. So it's at 17.6, and about a 0.3% drop in body fat is pretty proportional to that 1 pound body weight loss. And also I'm wearing sweats right now, so maybe it might even be a little bit more than a pound. This is how I'm looking right now. This is one day into the 1 meal a day diet. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing results. But it's kind of inevitable that you're going to see results when you're doing. So it's basically like a calories in versus calories out is how you have to look at it. So despite the fact that I ate 2,700 calories all in 1 meal, yesterday I probably burned about 3,200 calories from cardio, just living, my basic metabolic rate or whatever it is, and stuff like that. So. Yeah, and the pumps with all that food wasn't very good, because and the pumps with all that food was not very good. I just felt more so like I wanted to go to sleep, as opposed to being like really full and vascular from having all that food. I just kind of felt like I wanted to go to sleep. So I just had an idea, and the idea was that I think today, for my 2,700 calories worth of food, I think I'm going to go to McDonald's. So I'm going to get 2,700 calories of McDonald's food. I'm going to eat it all in one meal, and that's going to be my food for the day. I might get like some vegetables or something just to help me with my fiber intake, and also to kind of give the meal a little bit more volume, because 2,700 calories of McDonald's food is probably like four or five items, which is not that much for me. Actually, it kind of, I don't know, we'll see. But I think I'm going to do 2,700 calories of McDonald's today, which I think is going to make it more interesting, because that's going to be kind of more of an experiment, and you're going to see that despite the fact that I'm eating all McDonald's, come tomorrow's weigh-in, I'm still going to have lost that weight. Purely because it's a calories in versus calories out type of approach. And at the end of the day, if you're just looking at the macronutrient breakdown of the McDonald's that I'm eating, it's probably going to come out to, I don't know, like 150 grams of protein, and maybe like 350 grams of carbs, maybe 300 grams of carbs, 150 grams of protein, and probably 100 to 120 grams of fat for the McDonald's food. And that's, at the end of the day, yes, there's preservatives in there, yes, there's bad ingredients in there. Are those good or ideal for you? No, they're not. But I'm still going to lose the weight, regardless, I think. We'll see tomorrow. Maybe not, because there's actually a lot of sodium in there, so I might hold a little bit more water, but I should have. It's 7:30, and I'm hungry as hell. A pretty big one. So 2 apple pies, 1 4-piece quick nuggets.
We can only do 6 piece.
Okay, 6 piece.
And sauce?
It comes with sauce, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so here it is. 8 items. I don't even want to say it. You can just see all the food. This was my food for the day. And I'm going to eat it. Clip. This is the last thing I have to eat. At this point, I really don't want to eat this anymore. So I'm just going to give her to that bread, because this isn't very enjoyable anyways, but this is my last of the meal. And this meal tonight was different than last night, in the sense that obviously the food here is more calorie dense than the food that I was eating at my house. So it's not as filling, which is nice, but obviously the preservatives and other poor ingredients that they put in here is not good. But this is just more for fun than anything. The total cost of that meal was $24, if you were curious. Yeah, honestly, that didn't even taste good. Really, the only thing I like from McDonald's are the fries, if they're made right, and like McDoubles and like a Big Mac, and that's really all McDonald's is good for, in my opinion. And it's weird because you don't get McDonald's because you think that it tastes like a hamburger. You get McDonald's because it just tastes good, I guess. Like you're not like craving a hamburger, so you go to McDonald's. You go to McDonald's because you want McDonald's, not a hamburger. Alright, so it's obviously still the same night that I ate the McDonald's, and I didn't feel like going to the gym tonight just because I didn't really want to go there. So when I don't go to the gym and I do a workout at home instead, it usually ends up being a super high volume type of workout. So for example, tonight I'm doing 20 sets of 25 reps each of side delt raises, which equates to 500 reps of side delt raises with 30-pound dumbbells. So that's going to suffice for my workout tonight. And yeah. So for today's meal, it's the next day. I'm making a giant lasagna. Got mushrooms, got my filling right there. I'm using turkey instead of beef. because I had a lot of beef last night, and instead of ricotta, I'm using cottage cheese. So once that all gets put together, I'll show you guys what that is. It's not time for me to eat yet, but I just wanted to make it so that it's cool enough for me to eat it by the time it is time for me to eat it, because I'm really hungry. It's 5 o'clock right now, and right after this, I'll show you guys my, my weigh-in.
None of these senators, that is a local crime. It depends on whether the accused is Republican or Democrat. It is both. He may choose a rape, sexual assault, and these punishments.
We've seen some of these issues in these camps. Rest assured that the State Department is working to make sure that Christians are not being mistreated, prosecuted, persecuted, or treated.
Now on the third day, I definitely feel like I'm leaner, but we're about to see right now when I do the weigh-in. Alright, so I'm about to do my weigh-in. I'm finally about to eat for the day. It's 7:51 right now. I got my lasagna right there so I can eat it right after I'm done taking this clip. Let's do this weigh-in. So I'm going to set the camera down and then I'm going to pick it back up. So I think I'm about the same as yesterday, which kind of makes sense because I had the McDonald's, which is a lot of sodium. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see the weigh-in tomorrow.
We're checking off the calipers, and then we're gonna expand the cylinders so we send all the liquid out.
Last few bites right here. It's extremely hard to eat this much food, so I'm glad this is the last day of doing this. But we still have one more weigh-in tomorrow to see the final effect of what it does in your body to eat only one meal a day that comprises of all of your calories for one day. As you guys just saw, that was my final weigh-in. So, you know, despite the fact that I was eating those large amounts of food, I did still lose the weight, which is cool. The body fat, it dropped a little bit, but I think for the past 2 days, I think it stayed about the same. But that's kind of to be expected with such a minute change in body weight. But I did still lose the weight. I think I ended up losing about 2 pounds, so that was good. As for the scale, it's a great scale. All the information is linked down below in the description. Now, my personal conclusion to this experiment over the last 3 days is that when you're eating one meal a day, it's really not conducive to any type of good training, because although like nutritional timing is not extremely important, when you're only eating one meal a day, it's very hard to basically. So I eat one large meal at night, right? So if I eat the one large meal at night, I'm either training before my meal or I'm training after the meal. The problem with training before the one large meal is that, of course, I'm very flat. I don't really feel like working out because I don't really have any sort of energy in me. And if I work out after I eat, then that big meal is in my stomach and I just feel really tired because all that insulin hits me all at once from all those carbs, and then I just don't even feel like training. So I would say if you're going to do this, if you're going to try intermittent fasting, I would say the minimum amount of meals to eat per day is 2. I think 2 would be the ideal amount of meals, because that way you have half your calories on the first half of the day and you have half your calories later in the day. So that way you really can't go wrong with training it at any one time. So I would say if you're going to do intermittent fasting, try one meal in the morning and then one meal about 10 hours later. So yeah, That's the change in my body composition. That's my thoughts on the result of the experiment that I did on myself. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next video.